So, welcome to all of you. Uh, I'm going to explain uh, AI and ML concepts, and I will be putting multiple videos for each and every topics, and multiple video inside and related to each and every topics to explain each and every concept from basic to high level. And basically I will focus on the algorithms, how algorithms works, and then the Python code to support that kind of algorithms. And then uh, I will go each and every topics you can see here. Today in this video I will explain what is machine learning, supervised versus unsupervised learning. Then I will go for regression, all the concepts, let's suppose uh, overfitting, underfitting, linear regression, multiple linear regression, polynomial. Each and every concept I will explain with Python code in regression. Then data pre-processing. This is the most important topics for machine learning, to pre-process the data, because if you do not pre-process the data in a well manner, you do not remove the noisy data, outlier data, then it will confuse the model, and the model will not give the actual accuracy, or the accuracy will not be, you can say, it will not give good accuracy, so that you can convince to anyone. If you present to someone and accuracy is not good, so there are various accuracy measurement also, like precision, recalls. So each and everything I will be explaining in this topics. Then I will go for classification. In classification I will explain each and every algorithms like Navier classifier, KNN, decision tree, XGBoost, ensembler. So each and everything I will explain from basic to high level. Then I will go for clustering, which is the unsupervised learning, where we group similar kind of features. So that also I will explain. I will give some kind of demo right now in this video. And then text processing, like natural language processing, recommendation system, then sentiment analysis. This kind of things I will explain when I will explain text processing. And then deep learning. This is the most important topic in machine learning, you can say, or inside AI, artificial intelligence, where the image processing we can create multiple neurons, we can improve the performance. So each and everything I will explain inside the deep learning. Video analytics. Then at the end I will uh, demonstrate one project in Python with data that will not be actual data, that will be a dummy data, but you that will be enough for all of you to understand the basic concept and how to do one simple project by using the regression, classification, and data processing. So before moving to the first topic, what is machine learning, supervised versus unsupervised learning, I will first of all, explaining this, I will make you understand what is machine learning. Let's understand what learning is as per Webster Dictionary learning. So let's proceed to the this PPT. You can see here what is learning. So by Webster, gain knowledge or understanding of or skill in by a study, instruction, or experience. So that is learning. You can, you would have also seen in your life, you learn by a study, self study, or someone give you instruction, or by experience. So the experience is the most important things which learn and teach everyone. Like, if you have seen some kind of examples or some kind of scenario in past in your life, and then similar kind of situation comes in your life any point of time, then you are well equipped. Your your decision will be almost correct, because you have seen the similar kind of situation earlier. So this is called learning. So by extension of learning, we can say the machine learning. So we'll explain what is learning in scientific way. So you can see here the Herbert Simon. Learning is any process by which a system improves performance from experience. So as I already told you that if you have experience, you have seen that, and with example in our people used to say, if you have a lots of experience, then you have a learning. You'll take the good decision, best decision, you can say. So improve the performance from experience is the better way to improve the performance. So this Howard Simon was a researcher in artificial intelligence, cognitive psychology, computer science, economics, political science. and he was in professor in CMU University, California, and he was awarded with multiple awards. You can see here in this PPT. So let's see what is machine learning. So Tom Mitchell explain what is machine learning. Machine learning is a study of algorithm that improve their performance P at some task T with experience E. So you can see here the machine learning is nothing but to do some task with some prior experience to improve the performance. So we can have a uh, three attributes P, T, E: performance, task, and experience. Well defined learning task is performance, task, and experience. So let's take one example of machine learning. So I will explain what is supervised and unsupervised, but let's take one example, couple of examples, one and two examples I will be giving here. So handwritten digit recognition. So this is not a simple task to identify if anyone is writing a digit, and the model and the machine learning model will identify whether it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, because here everything can be written in a different manner. So if you see this 7 can be written like that also, 7 can be written like that also, 7 can be written like that also. So horizontal line, vertical line, what is the angle between them? So many people can write 7 in different manner. Like 5 also can be written, someone will like write like that, someone will write like that. So identifying, so we have to build kind of model which will identify and accurately classify from the various sources. So multiple people will write in a different manner, and the model has to identify and put it in the correct bucket by classifying them. Okay, this is the 7, this is 5, this is 4, this is 1. So this is not an easy task. So what is the task here? Recognizing handwritten digit. And what is the experience? The database of human labeled image of handwritten digit. So let's suppose if you have a database of various people who has given the sample, let's suppose 1,000, 10,000, and by that experience the model will learn and identify, okay, if in this kind of in this manner, if the 7 is written, then put it in a 7 bucket. If this in this manner 5 is written, then put it in the 5 bucket, classify in a correct bucket. And then we have to judge the performance also. P, percentage of digit correctly classified. Let's suppose 200 people we have taken as a testing data. So we have to separate it, training data and testing data. So by using the training data, we have built a model. Now we have to test how accurate this model is classifying the handwritten digit. So let's suppose if out of 200, 180 is correctly classified and 20 is incorrectly classified. So we can say that the 20 is not correct, 20 handwritten digit is not correctly classified. So we can say that point 0.9 per point 0.9 is the only correctly classified handwritten digit. So I think you would have understood what is T, E, and P: task, experience, and percentage. Let's take one example for self-driving vehicle. So in self-driving vehicle, we have a T task: driving on 4-lane highway using vision sensor. Performance is P, average distance travel before a human judge error. And E, experience, a sequence of image and steering command recorded while observing a human driver. So when you learn a model with driver, what to do if the signals are coming, if you have to take the left, right, or left turn or right turn, how this your model will behave, whatever you have put it in this self-driving car. So each and everything will be measured by performance, and then the task is to drive on 4-lane highway. So this also can be implemented by using the machine learning, this scenario also. Now you see, some 10 to 15 years before, people said a, break, a breakthrough in machine learning would be worth 10 Microsoft. Bill Gates. Machine learning is the hot new things. Web ranking today are mostly a matter of machine learning. So you can see 10 to 15 years ago, all the renowned people has said something related to AI and ML, and now today we can see the importance of AI and ML. So this is nothing, this is not new. People has started researching in AI ML long back in 1985 or 1990s, but people has not given uh, correct focus on that. It was considered like that it will not be it will not be it will never be implemented in future. But if you see today, everything is going to be implemented like AI, and it will help you in day to day life, also in medical, in retail, in any industry. If you take or anything, AI and ML will help you, will improve your performance. If you have a experience, past experience as a data, then it will improve your performance and you can achieve any task. Future prospect, you can see here, there was a survey in 2015, and question was asked about the AI capabilities. What is the capability of AI? So someone has explained that translating language from German to French, French to English from 2024, writing high school essay. So machine learning model, or the model will be there, and that model will write a essay, and in front of that model the students will be there, and the essay competition will be there, and then the model will win. 2026, driving a truck, this also can be achieved in 2027. Working in retail, 2031. Writing a best selling book, 2049. Working as a surgeon, outperform human in all tasks, 50% chance in per chance in 45 years. Automating all human jobs, 120 years. This is the prediction when it was asked AI capabilities. Now let's go to the introduction to supervised learning, machine learning example, employability prediction. So I will explain what is supervised and what is unsupervised. Let's see this example. So I want to predict employability prediction. So fourth year BTech student or engineering student, and we want to see if that particular student will get job offer or not. I have a past data, like if you see here, we have a four features, or you can say attribute or predictor. The all are synonyms, you can say anything. So the important thing here is the CGPA. This is the one attribute will influence our decision, then communication skill, then aptitude, and then programming skill. So these all data we have as a history data, and then we build model on top of this data, and then if you give new student data to that particular model, and it will correctly classify whether that particular employee will a student will get offer job offer or not. So now you can see in serial number 1, CGPA is 9.1, communication skill is average, aptitude is good, and programming skill excellent. Then he has got the job offer earlier. This is the history data. Then in second, you can see if the CGPA is 8.4, communication skill is good, aptitude is good, and programming skill is good, then he will also get the job offer. But if you see the last three row, here 8.3, communication skill poor, aptitude average, programming skill average, he will not get job offer. Job offer is no. So this is the past history data we we have already recorded somewhere else, and on top of that we build a model, and that model have already learned by using this combination of data set with features and target data, which is job offer, and then it will correctly classify, which is called a performance. So here the task is to correctly classify the student who will get the job. Okay, and experience is what? This data, the history data which we have. This could be last 4 year data, 5 year data, or 1 year data. If we have a more data or more history data, the model will learn more. And then the performance is P is to identify or judge the performance, how correctly it is classifying. What is the percentage of correct classification? 80%, 90%, 86%. So you can see here the performance, task, and experience. Let's see the second example. This is machine learning examples, market segmentation study. So here the customer for a retail may fall into two category. Two groups, say big spender and low spender. three groups say big spender, medium spender, and low spender, and the so on. Four groups, five groups. You can categorize multiple one. But here there is no target. Target attribute is not already defined. Here you have to group similar kind of data in a one bucket and another kind of data in different bucket. So here no target is there. You have to put it one bucket big spender, second bucket low spender, or third bucket medium spender. And here you can see the attribute, feature or predictor we have used: family income, number of visit in a month, average money spent in month, and zip code. So this kind of task also can be performed. So what is here task? To identify the similar group of data and put it in a one bucket, which is called big spender. Second bucket is low spender. Third bucket is medium spender. And experience is what? We have a data here. We have a past history data, and then we have seen that okay, from the past history data we will apply the algorithm which is called clustering algorithm, and then we can create a multiple buckets. We can go to the multiple dimension also, and then we have a p performance. We have to identify and check what is the performance of this clustering, so that p also comes. So here also the three attribute t, task, performance and experience applied here. Now you have seen the two examples. One is the employability predictor and another one is the market segmentation. Now let's see what is supervised learning. In supervised learning, generally or 100% we should have a response and target. So in first example, job employability prediction, job offered was the response and target, and the feature tuple was CGPA, communication skill, aptitude, programming skill. So supervised learning fit a model that relates response to the feature tuple with the aim of accurately predicting the response for feature observation or better understanding the relationship between response and feature. So you can see here the serial number 1, CGPA 9.1, communication skill average, aptitude good, and programming skill excellent, and job offered here. So this one data set having the combination of feature and response target. So the model will learn with this feature and what is the job offer. So this combination is called one data set. The second data set is second serial number. So the model will learn and will capture these combinations and see what is the job offered, whether it is yes or no. So in supervised learning, in one line you can say, in supervised learning there will be always a target or response to classify whether yes or no. This this job offer can be binary also, or multiple things also can be like 1 2 3 4, yes, no, not eligible, not permissible kind of things. There could be a multiple one also, but here only we have a binary yes and no. Let's go to the second one, unsupervised learning. So the market segmentation which we have seen as an example, that was the example of unsupervised learning. Here also we will have a feature table, but response and target is none. So there will not be any response and target, so that you will say okay, this if this things come, put it in this one. It will be selected yes and no kind of things is not there. Here unsupervised learning to discover groups of similar examples with the data set. So you have a data set, your algorithm or model will identify and see the similarities between data, and all similar data will be put one kind of data, group of similar data in one bucket, then the second group of similar data in second bucket. As you have seen in market segmentation, we have a medium spender, high spender and low spender by looking the average monthly spend in a month, or number of visit, family income, zip code. So that everything we will see in this is the kind of clustering algorithm we have to apply. So and I think you would have understood what is supervised and unsupervised. So unsupervised learning, as I said, the put and identify the similar grouping of similar features. So now let's suppose we have a multiple balls. One ball having red color, another one black color. You can see here. Third one is the green one, and fourth one is the blue one. Now we have to apply the algorithm and put all the red balls in one bucket in this way. So there is a bucket here, one bucket which is red, second bucket will be blue. So all red ball will go inside this bucket, all blue will go inside this bucket. Similarly for green and black. So the unsupervised learning algorithm will be applied on this data, and there will be a similarity of color, or radius can be also can come in consideration to apply the unsupervised learning to find out the similar kind of uh, things in a one group. So you have to tune your algorithm to identify the similarity between the different data. Another example could be newspaper as a document. If you see, so if multiple newspaper has been given to you, and now we have to separate it, all the newspaper which comes under the sports category, all the newspapers comes under the food category. Whatever written in document, if explain 80% or 60% about food, then we will put inside the food, or politics. So this comes under the unsupervised learning, where there is no label. Algorithm will identify from data the similarities and put in one group. So now you would have understood what is unsupervised learning. And please subscribe to my channel. I will be putting multiple videos to explaining all the concept related to regression, classification, uh, text processing, deep learning, feature engineering. So thank you for now. Now, if you have any questions, you can put it in a comment box, and I will